Hey everyone, contractual estoppel is a legal principle that prevents a party from denying the truth of a statement they have expressly agreed to in a contract. Unlike promissory estoppel, which focuses on fairness and reliance, contractual estoppel is not about whether a party relied on a statement, but rather whether they contractually agreed to it. If someone signs a contract containing a clear statement, they cannot later claim that they did not believe it or that the statement that they signed was untrue. This principle ensures certainty and predictability in commercial agreements, as parties should be able to rely on what has been agreed upon in writing without fear of later disputes. The rationale behind contractual estoppel is to protect the integrity of contracts and prevent parties from shifting their positions after entering into an agreement. Businesses and individuals need certainty in contractual dealings, and contractual estoppel prevents one party from later arguing that they did not actually mean what they stated in the contract. Courts enforce this principle because allowing parties to deny their own contractual statements would create uncertainty and undermine the enforceability of written agreements. It also encourages individuals and businesses to carefully review and understand contracts before signing, as courts will generally hold them to what they have expressly agreed to. A common example of contractual estoppel arises in financial transactions, particularly in contracts containing non-reliance clauses. Suppose an investor enters into an agreement with a financial institution to purchase investment products. The contract includes a clause stating that the investor has not relied on any advice, representation, or warranties made by the financial institution or bank in making their decision to invest in the investment products. Later, if the investor suffers financial losses and claims they were misled by verbal assurances from the institution, the financial institution can rely on contractual estoppel. Since the investor had explicitly agreed that they did not rely on any representations, they cannot later argue otherwise in court. Courts have upheld such non-reliance clauses to protect businesses from claims of misrepresentation after the fact. Another example involves settlement agreements. Imagine an employee and a company enter into a settlement agreement to resolve an employment dispute. The settlement agreement includes a clause stating that the employee acknowledges full and final settlement of all claims and agrees not to pursue further legal action. Later on, the employee tries to sue the company again for more unpaid salary, arguing that they did not realize that they were entitled to more salary at the time of signing the settlement agreement. The company can argue contractual estoppel, preventing the employee from making a claim because they had contractually agreed that all claims had been settled. Courts enforce such clauses to prevent endless litigation after settlements and to provide businesses with closure. Contractual estoppel is also commonly seen in waiver forms, such as those used by gyms and recreational facilities. Imagine that a gym member signs a membership contract stating that they understand the risks of physical injury when they are training and will not hold the gym liable for any injuries sustained during training. A few weeks later, they suffer an injury due to faulty equipment and attempt to sue the gym for negligence. The gym may argue contractual estoppel, pointing out that the customer had already acknowledged the risks in the contract and signed agreeing to that statement. While this does not absolve businesses of liability for gross negligence, it can significantly limit their exposure to lawsuits. While contractual estoppel is an important legal doctrine that upholds the enforceability of contracts, it can sometimes be harsh on individuals who may not have fully understood what they sign. It highlights the importance of reading contracts carefully before agreeing to their terms. Note, however, that contractual estoppel does not protect fraud. So if a party was deliberately misled, they may still challenge the contract. For example, if a company fraudulently misleads a customer as to the meaning or effect of a clause in a contract, contractual estoppel may not help the company. However, in most cases, courts will uphold clauses that prevent parties from later denying the truth of what they agreed to in writing. Businesses benefit from contractual estoppel as it reduces the risk of disputes, while consumers and employees must be mindful of what they sign, particularly when dealing with non-reliance clauses and final settlement agreements. The strict enforcement of contractual estoppel ensures stability in contractual relationships, but it also raises questions about fairness, particularly when one party has significantly less bargaining power. Should the courts allow more flexibility in applying contractual estoppel, or should parties be strictly held to their agreements? This is an ongoing debate in contract law. Understanding contractual estoppel is crucial for anyone entering into agreements, whether in business or personal transactions, as it can determine the success or failure of a legal claim based on contractual terms. That's all for today. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video.